Yes.
Okay, guys. Good evening. Welcome. Thank you for being part of the town hall. I think it's the first step to sort of um, bring to highlight, what all we've done across the year, and also try and pass on information, try and open out the various highlights, what we've done across the year, what we do at sessions, how do we plan and go about it, and what we can do better for the road ahead, because we have a lot of years ahead and a lot of young players, young passionate leaders as well. So we thought we'll start this as a foundation stone where we can do this year on year, where we can encapsulate what we've done in the previous year, and then sort of build on it and make it much bigger and larger. Right. So welcome again to the annual town hall. A big thank you to everyone to attend, and let's begin. So as you can see, we have our social media pages down. So in case if you're not following us, do click on it and do follow us, and do share it to your friends as well, where we can get newer players to join and learn this wonderful sport. So we are sort of going to talk about in sort of November 2023 to November 2024. We'll try and highlight or give information about what we've done in this 1 year, what we sort of initiated, and the various events that unfolded, and finally, what are we sort of planning for the road ahead. So this is the agenda for, we'll spend a few minutes on everything. So we have a little bit about where and how we formed NFZ, and then of course the objectives, values, different guidelines, the core team, supporting committees, the main highlights. That's the sort of the main crux of this town hall, the highlights of what we've achieved in the year, and of course the challenges, mitigation, feedback, and the future mapping. So finally, we'll have about 5-10 minutes or even more than that for the question answers from all of you all, so we can discuss on it further. So starting off, of course, I think who has been playing for some time must know about the origin story, but for a few of you all who've just recently joined, Ultimate is not a small baby here. It's been here for more than 14 years. We did start off playing in Parsons. That's actually our origin place of Ultimate in Coimbatore, in the basketball court. And then we moved to Codicia Stone Graveyard or Planet or whatever you call it. We played in those mine grounds. Then we moved into National Model. And then now we have the luxury of some amazing grounds in Coimbatore. I think we're lucky to be playing in some really, really good grounds and turfs across the city. So it's a really good time to learn the sport and sort of take it up as a serious sport overall. So we started back in 2011. We had a brand name called Discreet back then. We do still have a few players, and I think in the last week where the Masters Ultimate happened, we do have a couple of them from Discreet who represented India in the Masters in US. Naveen, Shashank, Vishnu, more than that actually. So we still have those guys playing. You can see me still playing. And then of course, the team evolved. We had a big lull in the middle just before COVID. And then luckily after COVID, it picked up again. We had Vikram leading the show, and then we had a new brand called NFZ, No Fly Zone, being born. And we can see now how big the community, I mean, what we had before was a fraction, and now it's a massive community. So big kudos to all of us to make it into such a big and wonderful community. So we're here and we are No Fly Zone. So talking about objective values, Arpi, can you jump in and probably give us a little bit brief on
Sorry, this? Nishit, your PPT is gone.
Gone? Oh,
yeah.
Did it go like much earlier?
Few minutes, just a few minutes now, while you were just giving us the background.
Can you share the screen, Nandini, the Canva screen, if it's possible?
Yep. Hang on a sec.
We presented from Canva itself, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let me know when you are able to see. Are you seeing Canva right now?
Yeah, can see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Into the objective slide, no?
It's, I think, no, because the webinar is recording in my machine. The recording won't happen then. I think Api, you should share, or you should try.
One second, I'm sharing it again.
Yeah.
Sorry, attendees. Zoho is new to us.
Can you see it now?
It's loading.
Yes, can see it now. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, coming to the objective and values that we have followed. So as we know, like as a Coimbatore Ultimate, the objective is just to get more players introduced into the sport and to grow as many people playing this beautiful sport in Coimbatore. And from that is where NFZ, No Fly Zone, and like as Nishit spoke about Discreet and the evolution to No Fly Zone happened, where this is specifically for competing, where we have season and off-season tournaments through the year at different levels from sectionals to national levels. And so No Fly Zone is a competitive team in that sense to have a team that competes at this level. And in terms of the values, spirit is something that is very intrinsic to the sport itself. So that is something that even as NFZ and Coimbatore Ultimate, it is very important for us to have fair play, sportsmanship, and respect through all our sessions in our team and in our daily functioning. Inclusivity is another which is again something that the sport also reflects and something that even we want to reflect, where we try to get in as many like different gendered people coming in. And growth and community again are like our two main pillars that we have. And we really want this this whole community to be something that supports each other in the sport and like grows together in this sport while even growing the sport together. To ensuring that we like reach our objectivity and we have our values in place is where we had put down some guidelines to ensure we have mutual respect. And these guidelines are something that we want to follow during sessions, even in spaces like say our WhatsApp groups, at any point of interactions, whether it is virtual, whether it is not like face to face, as well as when we go for tournaments, and beyond that as well, where it is where you representing the club are interacting with someone outside as well. So this is something where we want mutual respect, say within sessions, embracing diversity as much, encouraging as much participation, no matter what age, gender, background, whatever it is, and protecting privacy at all costs, because we have so many like diverse people coming in. So in that sense, like respecting that and respecting their privacy. Because now that it has grown into a community is where we have to put in rules to ensure that all these different values are followed. So respecting the club rules then becomes important, because the second it is beyond just one person, these kind of issues can come in. Staying curious is something, again, like, we really want people to come in with an open mindset to learn the sport, be curious about the sport, be curious about the community, about each other. So in that sense, being curious and being mindful of sharing.
So I'll just jump in for this slide alone. Just sort of highlighting core team members, and before that, just highlighting the essential duties and responsibilities of these core team members. Like you can see on your screen, handling logistics end-to-end, organizing sessions, maintaining treasury, that's the money coming in, going out, trying to add newer players. So social media, expanding the club through outreach programs, trying to connect with NGOs. We did had a wonderful experience with one of the schools in Sulur. Sadly, we couldn't continue, but we're looking out for more opportunities like that. Building competitive ultimate team for a longer run, not just for one season. Want to do it for on a year on year, and it should be a sort of on an autopilot mode where we have a lot of players coming in, taking leadership, playing pivotal roles, and then sort of like a, washing machine kind of a process where we keep churning out really good players, and also upholding spirit of the game, SOTG, spirit of the game. That's the essence of the sport, and team culture. So these are the sort of responsibilities that us as core team, we want to sort of keep it as priority and build on it, and sort of overall establish the organization flow, keeping this in mind. Happy, go ahead.
Yeah, we've just these are the current members that we have for the current year. So we know, I mean, I think a lot of people must have seen Vikram around. Nishit has been not as frequent lately because he has a baby, but yeah. And Nikki has been like doing a lot in terms of like you must have seen him in like beginner sessions, and Nandini as well in beginner sessions, especially for the new people here who have joined with us. Just thing. And this year, though we haven't competed, so Juice and I were captains for last year, and so for this year is just default, but we didn't compete, so per se it is just for last year that we were captains. And we have Praneeth, who is not here but has been supporting us throughout from the US. Sorry, next, yeah. I think the main thing, like for building this community is these are the supporting communities that we felt were needed, and that's where we have placed these 7 committees. And this is actually for everyone to observe and see that, at any point, if you want to be a part of this, please reach out to any of us, and it will be great to have your support in any of these 7 pillars. And the structure, how it works is, like come, like, volunteer and help us building via these 7 pillars. And once there is a like commitment and ownership that we see happening in these 7 pillars, then you can move on and be eligible to like be a part of the core team, and the core team then elects the captains. So this is something that we have followed, and we'd like to follow like through the next season as well. We have the game committee who's in charge of like the day-to-day game logistics, ensuring like, your bookings, getting people in, coaching, spirit, outreach is to get more people coming in. So, like focused on getting other colleges involved, schools involved, or any different like creative methods to get newer people involved. Social media, finance, and fun team bonding. I think like fun team bonding is another important committee in that sense, because at the end of the day, we're all here to enjoy the sport, have fun, and build a good community that, we like playing each other, like, come and spend, because we spend a lot of time then together with each other. So the fun team bonding then becomes important there.
Thanks, Arpi. So I think must be clear about the committees, and we, like Arpi highlighted, I think we would really want all of you all to step up and come and join us and volunteer in any of those committees. Take that as the base stone, and once you become more passionate, you love the sport even more. Come join the competitive team, take some roles there, and then because we are getting old, to be honest. So we need a lot of younger folks to come in and take roles, and we want to see some better ideas to take this club to a whole new different level. So do keep that slide in mind. We'll also share this on the group as well, so you can join any of those committees and help us out in the upcoming year. So
sorry, just one thing. We'll also be sharing a form, so you can select if you have a particular committee in mind, or you can have any doubt regarding any of the committees, you can reach out to any of us. Thanks,
Happy. So this is just how to a beginner or any new person getting introduced to the sport, this is how they essentially join us. So we have the wonderful beginners group that has been active for almost like 10 months. So first we introduce the sport to them there. Once they enjoy the sport there, and if they're interested, then they come into our regular sessions, which is Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays at First Kick. And we also have started women sessions on Friday. Beginner sessions are Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So we have ultimate pretty much across the week on all days. So any new member that you feel, or your friend, family, who you think would love the sport, do introduce them, bring them to one of these sessions, and take it from there, so we can keep growing this community. So this is essentially another way, or just a sort of information deck about all our sessions across the week. We do have a tile below that's more for the competitive side of things. Do have a read through for it. It's a little technical, so I would probably leave it here just to read. In case you have questions on it, we can definitely take it up in the question answer session towards the end.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt here. People, the question answer forum is open. You can feel free to drop your questions, and we'll reserve the last 10 minutes to go through them, and we'll try to answer as much as we can. In case we run out of time, we'll consolidate the answers and follow it up and share it again, or have another session. Go.
Perfect. So now we come to the crux of the year gone by. So the key highlights, of course, we're really happy and sort of really great memories created, good milestones, signature moments across the year. So to start off with, I think we had, sort of December 2023, we had about 80-90 active players on the group. Now we are close to 140, so that's increased, and we're seeing good consistent numbers to sessions as well. So I think that's like a big kudos to all of us. Our beginners group is now 200 plus members, which is massive, and which is really good work done by so many people. And that's sort of the funnel that we really need to give importance, and that's what is going to bring us more and more members into the sport. So these are the two steps that we had taken initially. We wanted, one of our key goals was to build the community and sort of introduce the sport to newer people, and through the beginners group and the funnel created, we sort of try to achieve it. Of course, once they're in the funnel, we wanted to engage them, so we had a lot of social media interaction. We had some fun content there. For almost every festival or a government holiday, we sort of had like a hat day to it, where we had like 50-60 people coming and participating in it, so which was a lot of fun. A lot of X factor created there. Consistency in sessions was created because of that interest and that passion, and we saw people coming in every morning and being there for all the sessions. So we had like 22 yards as well. So we had some new fields coming in, so that also helped us sort of keep the engagement on. So really happy with the turnout right now. Like to call out and appreciate a few names. Overall organizing, Vikram, Nikki, thank you so much for consistently being there and sort of calling us even at 4 or 5 in the morning to be there at the session, organizing, taking all those headaches. Beginner sessions, thank you, Nandini, Nikki, Abhi, Harish. Social media, thank you so much, Vikram, Tarni, and Nandini, for building that FOMO also in a way. Beginner sessions, I think you guys have done a phenomenal job and continue to do a phenomenal job. I think you guys are legends there. So we really cool stuff, and hope you guys continue to build on that. Moving on to a proud moment for Coimbatore, hosting a massive national tournament. Nandini, do you want to talk about this?
Yes. I think Saket came in at a time where the core team least expected it, except for maybe Vikram. He kept it hidden under the rugs for till the last minute it got confirmed. And it was a huge feat to achieve per se. Initially, we started off without saying that. It usually happens in a single venue in Bangalore with 4 fields in the same area. Whereas in Coimbatore, we did not have the luxury of that. And we knew that we were in for a massive, massive thing. But then we had a very small team of volunteers along with the core team working. But I'd say everyone put in their heart and soul and time and effort. Especially, I think most of the members in the core team were busy with newer responsibilities in their personal and work lives. But irrespective of that, we were able to pull it off really well. We had our fair share of setbacks during the organizing of the tournament, and we think that those are only learnings, and we hope to make it even bigger in the next season, or whenever we get another opportunity to host such a massive event. So we had around more than 650 players. This is just a players count, apart from their supporting team and the visitors and everyone. We had I think roughly around 800 people. And the players were from 40 plus teams across the country. And we had to book 8 fields in 3 different venues, and over a course of 3 days. And I take this moment to appreciate, firstly, the volunteers, especially Rajesh, who we call the MVP volunteer. He pulled off most part of the organizing duties, and it was almost as if he took a huge amount of load from most of the core team members and organizing committee. Thank you, Rajesh. If you're not here, we'll send the recording to you. And this gave us major media coverage. We were also recognized in multiple national forums across India, ultimate level, for the club and the organization. And again, we would like to take this moment to again appreciate for the incredible supportive team that helped us throughout. Special appreciation would be to the hub team from Bangalore, Jonathan and Nagesh. Organizers, Sam and Tarun helped greatly with the stall. Even though it was last minute, we could not find any food vendors, and they really stepped up and did an amazing job. Sam Oji, Meshak, Tarika, I think, who else we had? Tarun SK and others. We started off the previous day at 20 yards, I think around 9 o'clock in the morning, and we finished at probably 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock the next morning, which is the actual tournament day. And Juicer and Vikram stepping at the last minute, irrespective of your schedule, till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. All of this made it possible, and we'd like to take this moment to again appreciate all of you. Apart from that, Niket, Anshal, Anirudh, and RP for the amazing fun night before the final day. And of course, the First Click family. I think beyond being a turf sponsor or just a business entity, I'd say they were more than family, incorporating every last minute request, tournament or otherwise. So thank you, First Click family. Volunteers ki mention Jay, Varshini, Sanjay, Harish, Alan, Varun, Rahul. Shri Devi, Sharon, Tarika, and Ashwin, if you're here, again, thank you so much. We'd also like to extend our gratitude to our last minute sponsors and vendors, Girish from the Vegan Kadai and Natasha from Stixi. Thank you for your generosity. You made this happen. Thank you.
Thanks, Nandini, for the Sakat update. Apart from hosting and participating in our local Coimbatore Sakat tournament, across 2023 and 2024, we did have multiple tournaments where we represented as our club, be it in Kodai, and also like other regions in Bangalore, I think that we did in November. So the first thing was the Bangalore tournament, regionals in November 2023, where we sort of broke seed and finished 10th there. Competed with a lot of top teams and sort of built a good momentum there. Then we moved on to sort of the new season where we wanted to bring something new to engage the newer members, upskill them, as well as have some kind of a fun quotient. So we introduced the North Coimbatore versus South Coimbatore concept, where we had a month-long camp where North were practicing separately, South practicing separately, and on May 1st we had the showdown. I think it took up really well. Had a lot of banter, and I mean, overall, I think it was something to stay, and I think next year we're looking forward to take our revenge. So key contributors there for both regions, North versus South. We had overall social media Vikram and Nandini taking up the mantle and building up good momentum and FOMO there. Coaching, we had Tarni, Nikki taking up individual sessions across March and April. We had Vikram and myself also taking up a few technical sessions there. We had some great commentary team from Keshav, Anirudh, Abhi. We had on-ground volunteers with Alan and Varun taking up that role and setting up the field, logistics, etc. And finally, the photography team of Ashwin and Nikhil helping us out with some good clicks. So thank you guys for being there and making it a great event. Then we had our Fly Baba or Kodai, which is very dear to any Coimbatore team for that matter. Like Discrete, that was our first tournament, and here NFZ, we've been doing well at Fly Baba over the years. And again, this year we participated with a great, good number, 20 plus players. Had a lot of fun, but competed really, really well. We finished as quarterfinalists for the second consecutive year, climbing from 13th to 6th. Great team, great lead up to the tournament, and I think we played really, really well as well. Appreciation, gratitude, overall organizing and logistics, Vikram, Nikki, Praneeth. Advisory and key inputs, Praneeth, Ram, Tarni, Jules, RP. Senior players taking up the role and responsibilities really well. We had our Vedika and Vivek handling room, logistics, funds, etc., registration fees, social media, Vikram, Nandini. Fitness, we had Gautam helping us out with sessions, with inputs. Also had Kriti here as well. I would mention to especially help Pranav or Fox with his injury across the tournament. I did not injure him, for sure. Then we had buddy groups, which was a new concept introduced, and I think it took off really well in this tournament and sort of was important as well to keep that competitive quotient on. Thanks, Tarni, for that. Dance coordination, we had Sharon and Adesh. So for those who don't know, Fly Baba, after every game, we need to not only play competitively, but we also need to show a good dance as a team, and that's part of the spirit as well. Support team, Shrivar and Raghu were there. Though they didn't play, they were there all the matches on time and sort of helping us out on the sidelines. So thank you so much, you guys. It was a fantastic tournament and a lot of great memories. Sakat as a participating team, I think it's our biggest participation with 3 teams, 2 opens team and 1 women team. A lot of exposure to beginners with a strong presence in the B team. And of course, a lot of other teams recognized NFZ and the players within. So that was something to take away from our participation in Sakat. Special mention to the captains and spirit captains of Sakat. For our Alpha Opens team, we had Nikki and Adarsh taking up the role. For our Bandits team, we had Balaji and Vivek. So thank you guys for taking up the roles and ensuring a smooth run with all the tension, but we still had a great time with all you guys. Women's team, thank you RP, Nandini and Anshul for taking up your roles and ensuring the team has a great time across the tournament. So this was a tournament highlights. So would like to build on this in the upcoming season. So hopefully we see ourselves more and more tournaments, at least 6 to 8 tournaments in a year. Nandini or RP, do you want to go on for this?
Okay, I can go. This year we started off the year high, especially I think just before Fly Baba, we had decided that I think we had only 1 month or 2 months time, and we thought having our own jerseys and brand new discs would be really great. Both of them we completely give it to Vikram for following up day and night. I think we got the jerseys designed and done and delivered in 25 days for I think 40 plus jerseys in each colors, which is a huge feat. So thank you, Vikram. And also for the discs, thank you for Praneeth and Ajaya for leaving back your actual luggage and bringing discs for us. And it was a huge hit at the social media level at least. So
yeah, we're looking out for our next lot of discs. So don't come back empty-handed. Keep one bag, or better buy the luggage extra fee and come.
I just add that Sharon also helped with the jersey. So
yeah,
thanks to
thank you,
Sharon.
Sharon, for helping with the blue jersey design. I think that took us the longest of time. So thank you, Sharon.
In the current season, we of course didn't participate in the current season, but we did have our players participating in 4 different teams. So the representation by NFZ was still on. Even in the season 2023 in Opens Nationals, we had Gautam, Tarni, and Vikram representing us at the national level with a different club team. We had myself, Anchal, Sam, Tarni, and Vikram going for our Masters Nationals in Goa. A lot of fun, a lot of great memories there as well. Agni, we had Harish, Adarsh, Anjana, Rahul, Alan, and Nila, like beating the heat literally, guys. Like, it's not a joke to go to Chennai in that heat in May and playing on the beach. So kudos to you guys to actually take that effort to go there. It's for any beginner, for any new player, I think Agni is the place to be to learn the sport. In 2024 season, we did not participate as NFZ in the regular season, but we had representations from RP and Nikki at the TN level, where they represented Tamil Nadu in the Bharat Trophy, which they really did well as well. I think it was in Pune, if I'm not wrong. Mixed regionals and nationals, the current season which is going on. So we had Vikram, RP, Anchal, and Kriti from NFZ representing on the beach and grass level. So sort of how we're growing as a club. Key factors, big one was the March and April upskilling month, where we really dedicated each session to a new skill and to sort of drill on it and make a newer player better. That's the whole objective. The only way we're going to grow is when everybody improves and we have a good level of ultimate, and naturally we'll have the involvement and participation. So that was something that we were really focused on. We had some external coaches, thanks to Tarni when Judith came down. We had Cow coming down. So we had some new players, new faces. Last year we had Box coming down. So like, I think we want to continue to do this where newer members, sort of passionate players who want to learn more about the sport can get an external picture of how the sport is played and sort of get their inputs as well. Season players leading beginner sessions. I think that was a big hit in the beginner sessions, where we did not just leave it to the beginners to start their sessions. We always had some experienced player or an older player there to sort of guide them and make the session healthy and better, and so that they learn more. We had camps before every tournament, which was essential to build that camaraderie, to build that bond also within the team, and also again upskill as well. Last one we had, I think, Ramnathpuram Ultimate was a great pod session. So pod sessions are basically focused or concentrate groups where we divide like our entire player bunch into smaller groups where they can get together and sort of throw or have small games or any of those things, so that, you know, the engagement is still on. So we had area-wise ultimate groups, buddy groups, and pod sessions for training and catching up. So now we come into the challenges that we faced. Of course, it is not an easy run. Of course, we all know that this is an honorary sort of role. We're all volunteering here. We're not doing this as a bread and butter. So of course, there are challenges, and we have to essentially face the challenges and get better at it. Of course, certain things we don't do well, we want to get better, so we hear feedback and try and do this on a better way. That's when the community club and the structure evolves and gets better. So some of the challenges we're just highlighting here, what we thought are evident and needed action on, and sort of we want to improve on it as well. So one was, which is sort of a permanent challenge, I feel, the session participation and retention. So I think in the first half of the year, we had good participation. I think we would have to limit our participation in terms of numbers, where we had on a weekday or a weekend, we had 30 plus players coming in. But over the last 2.5 months, we've started seeing a little bit of a dip there. But that challenge is always there every year, and we've seen that from the so many years that we've been running it. Of course, because of the season, college, we always see some drain, people going out to other cities. So that cycle continues. But that is still a challenge. We're trying to do our best to sort of mitigate it. So we're trying to brainstorm as a core team to sort of see how else can we involve players. We're trying to reach out individually to newer players and sort of guide them. Maybe have a one-to-one session as well. We're trying to reach out as much possible on social media. Trying to have a little bit more, like Sakat helped us bond with our players as well. We're trying to have at least once in 2 months, trying to have like some kind of a bonding activity amongst us local players, so that there is some kind of a camaraderie or a relationship built, so that each and everyone motivates each other to come for the next session. So our goal is to have consistent sessions across the week and also continue to have player numbers. And we should be in a position to always cap the number. That should be the end goal. So if you guys have any ideas on how to improve that, do reach out to drop it onto us, and we would love to work on it. And if you can help us out, we would be really, really happy to hear the same. The next challenge is competitive performance. So like I mentioned in the start, RP had spoken about two goals. One is, of course, building and helping Coimbatore Ultimate introduce the sport to newer people. Also represent Coimbatore competitively and consistently well. Right? Just the issue here is that sometimes we don't participate. That is one thing. The second challenge is, once we participate, we are not material over there. People don't even recognize us as a competitive team. So we want to change that picture. We want ourselves or whichever player who's passionate and interested in building their ultimate career to also sort of help us grow competitively, so that we compete and we sort of give a good fight to the other teams out there, and sort of leave a mark in the circuit as well. So the challenge is NFZ continues to remain recreational focused. Recreation means that we're still casual ultimate primarily, because of our participation in sessions, and also sort of seriousness sometimes, or maybe just before the tournament we're not really there, or the mindset is not matching, or something of that sort. So there is a lag in terms of competitive performance. So we want to address that challenge. So how we try to mitigate it is like those technical sessions that we want to host, like in March and April, which we hosted before North versus South. We want to invite more external coaches. We want to host more watch-along sessions where we sort of view the other ultimate sessions. Like so many Indian tournaments, they give us live streaming. So many of these masters, Asia, Beach Ultimate, we have the US tournament going on right now. So all of these are great content for us to review and sort of build on. We want to also collaborate with other teams. So for example, this year we didn't participate. So immediately, I think we put out a message, and whoever was interested, we wanted to ask them to reach out to other teams who are participating in the season, and sort of at least if they're able to go participate and get that experience, because that helps again competitively to upskill. Want to, of course, to improve our competitive, we want to motivate local players to roster for NFZ primarily. So that's the rule that I was talking about in the initial slide. So whoever is learning the sport and trying to see it as a ultimate career and wanted to get better at it, would appreciate and sort of incentivize them to play for NFZ first, so that we grow, and if you are really, really good, you will help us be a really, really good side. So that's our one of the reasons why we put up that rule, that if you are in Coimbatore and if you're not going to roster for NFZ, then we sort of limit the sessions. So essentially it's just to improve ourselves competitively. So that was the whole objective of it. So our goal is to participate in seasons, and we want to really break seed always. We want to be hitting or trying to hit the top 6, top 8, top 10 if you're playing 30-40 side tournaments. Also, competitive ultimate is extremely important, because only if that survives, Ultimate will survive in the city, and that I've seen in my personal experience. Like I told you, I'm playing from 2011. Ultimate died between 2014 and 18 in Coimbatore because there was no competitive team. So competitive team is also essentially important for overall Ultimate to survive in the city. So if you guys are really looking at it competitively, to try and show more interest, be more passionate, and try and be more disciplined in that approach to help us build a really good competitive side, and that will introduce more newer members, because you're going to be passionately talking about this to somebody else and they'll get interested and join the sport. So it's a proper cycle. So I hope I'm a little clear about this. Lastly, we're been sort of facing another challenge about clarity in club functioning. So just to expand on it a little further, we started this entire structure back in November 2023, where we had a meeting in, I think, RV Hotel in Gandhipuram. We took that business hall and we put a slideshow about, the entire structure flow, where we had somebody leading from the top and the various committees, and then, saying that this is the team that is going to lead the way for the next year. So whatever ideas they have in mind, they're going to sort of put it across, and we as a club participating members, registered members, we try and follow that, the values, principles, and vision. So that's the whole concept. Just like any other organization that works, you have somebody leading the way, taking the responsibility and the duties, like how I highlighted as the 4 team members. We have certain responsibilities and duties, and we have certain visions. So we do have some flow that we want everybody to follow, so that overall there is some clarity and there is a communication flow, so that there is no misunderstandings or miscommunications. Of course, for like any leadership or like any organizing structure, it can never be 100%. Every leadership evolves. So let's say the entire year we had taken up a leadership. Of course, there are going to be some shortcomings. So we would be open to feedback, and we want to improve on it the next year if we continue in the leadership role. And we obviously encourage more newer members to take up more roles, right? So, but that somewhere in the middle, it sort of lost its way, and we started seeing a lot of challenging of that, about why this should exist, or why should an organization flow exist, or why can't we do it individually. So I mean, just to reiterate that we're not trying to restrict anybody, we're just trying to build a flow, so that our vision is to keep Ultimate for the next 100 years, if I want to put it that way, right? In Coimbatore, we don't want it to die down. So for that, there has to be an organization, there has to be a flow, there has to be a flow of communication. So that's the core team, that's the different supporting committees. So it has to follow that structure. So we want to continue that. So that wasn't happening, and we started seeing a lot of different minds being there. So to cut that out, to mitigate that, we sort of have certain modes that we are doing. So to respect leadership and their vision and following it with unity, giving feedback. So feedback is also less. We're not getting straight, transparent feedback. So to encourage you to use the feedback form, which we're going to share after the group, after this town hall. Also reach out to core team. If you don't like something, reach out transparently and talk about it, and let's see how we can improve it. Right. So that's one thing that we want to use as a mitigating factor to ensure that this challenge of clarity in club functioning sort of works. We are seeing, of course, like we want to build a healthy environment overall in Coimbatore. So we are definitely seeing members organizing their own sessions outside of NFZ. So we would definitely encourage you to continue having those sessions, but try and create your own group and do the same, because this is what happens in other cities where poaching kind of becomes a big negative sentiment between the clubs and leads to a lot of misunderstandings and miscommunications. So really welcome for people to start their own teams, start their own clubs in Coimbatore. It will only help to be a healthy environment, but do it in your own forums. That will be helpful to us as well as them. So either choose this or that. We can't choose both, right? So who was part of the NFZ pickup group here, if you're having your own sessions outside of NFZ, would encourage you to exit this group and start your own group and take it from there, so that later on we can have a overall Coimbatore Ultimate group, just like a Chennai Ultimate, Bangalore Ultimate, and we can meet there and have common sessions there. So that's one thing that we wanted to highlight. Also, we were trying to say that we have these values and principles and visions that we've highlighted across this town hall. So in case you don't align to it, also you're welcome to exit the group as well, so that there is no clashing of any clarity. But of course, if you have feedback on the same, do reach out to us, and we can improve on that and try and get better at it. Don't worry, exited members, if you want to be part of some sessions in the future, you can reach out to us just like any other. If I go to Chennai, if I want to be part of a stall 7 session, I reach out to a captain there or a co-team there, and he says, okay, you can come and be part of the session, and then I go and play with them. So that way we're completely open. So the goal here is we're not trying to restrict anybody. We're trying to have a healthy community where there is no miscommunication, because we are all here to play a sport. And we just want sort of a flow to be followed. So these are the challenges overall, and we want to mitigate and we want to get better at this. Anything you want to add, Aarti or Nandini or Vikram, Joseph? Anything you want to add here, Nikki?
I think just reiterating the fact that till now, whatever actions we've had to take or set up any rules is only for these objectives, and that we are open to like learning and growing, and we want the community to grow and for our competitive side to also grow. So in that sense, we are here to listen, learn, and sort of grow from there. But there are just sometimes you need to take actions for this growth as well.
Thanks, Aarti. So road ahead, we have the expression of interest forms which we're going to roll out. So do fill in if you're interested for all those committee roles. Do help us out. We're really open to you guys helping us out in different roles. We want some new ideas, fresh ideas, so we can do something better next season. We want to participate in as many tournaments as possible. There are tons of tournaments in India that's happening across the year. We want to really participate, or at least represent. So want everybody to at least find out about the tournaments, and if you're available, to show your interest. Focus a lot on women's sessions. We want more women to take up the sport. So if you have any of your friends who are looking out for a new sport other than pickleball, please bring them here, and let's get more of these women's sessions going on. Encouraging feedback, like I told you, we want a lot of feedback as well. So this is how we want to get better. Treasury, Nandini. All right, I'll talk about it, no problem. So like that across the year, I think we've been collecting a fixed fee. We've not been dividing it. So of course, sometimes when there are more numbers, we have some extra. Sometimes when there are less numbers, we have to pay it out of those extra. So what do we do with the extra is basically what we wanted to show out here. So support on days where we don't have numbers. So we don't really add another extra fee to it. We just pay it out of the extra funds. We spent some on Sakat for registration fee. We also spent on the ground fee for North versus South, and also some of the videography and photography. So that was spent from the excess funds. For the design transportation, we did not charge the players. We paid it out of the extra funds. CSR activities, we did sponsor Bright Future. We did sponsor the beach team fee, where we contributed from NFZ for Team India. And we also bought a few gears like cones and a few equipments. We do have a balance still. We have a little over 20K as balance. So we're looking out for such avenues to spend, looking out for some NGOs to tie up with, where we can teach them something. So for them, the equipment or discs, we can buy it out of these extra funds. So don't worry, your money is not going anywhere. It's inside this, and you can always reach out to Vikram or Vikram mainly, where he's handling the funds. So you can reach out to him and get a transparent picture always.
I'd like to add on to that.
Yeah.
So support on days where we don't have enough numbers, I think it has really come in handy, especially in beginner sessions. During times like currently, it's the season of exams for school and college kids. So even though we had like only 6 to 8 people, we were still able to hold the session and keep the momentum forward. The funds have really helped at that front. And in case, so the sheet that we maintain is currently in a very bad state. So even if we share at this moment, it will take us 10 minutes to even understand what we've written. We're trying to, clean it, sort of make it understandable. And once we have a proper template and stuff, we'll share it with you. Before that, if you want to have any clarity for the morning sessions or the competitor sessions, Vikram is handling the treasury, and for the beginner sessions, Harish is handling the treasury. So in case you have any doubts at all, you can reach out.
Right, so we can open it out to Q&A. I can't see the other screen, so can I just come out of it? I'll just exit the full screen.
So till now, we have got one question from Arjun asking if we can explain more about the buddy groups. And I'll just respond to that. So Arjun, actually, usually for like before a tournament is where we create a buddy group where it is either 2 or 3 people together, where this helps, where we put in goals before a tournament, either like fitness goals plus skill development. So the buddy groups are then in charge to ensure like the other is doing that, getting throws beyond just our morning, like our sessions. So this exists largely only during tournament time. And so that's where I think since you have started coming, like we have not gone for tournaments, so we've not had buddy groups per se. But yeah, this is largely that. Yeah. Also, I think Adhav had raised his hand. I don't know. Adhav, do you have something to ask?
So meanwhile, like we've shared the handbook earlier. So handbook is essentially just an encapsulate of this, of our values, vision, the different committees, how the sessions are being held. We'll again reshare it on the group. So do have a look at it. That's got all the information about how we are working here. So do reach out to us if you have any doubts or clarifications in the handbook as well. Free guys, to ask any question. Even you can ask like when is our next fun bonding session. I think Balaji was our committee head, no, for this, or Sam.
I think Vivek and someone.
So you can definitely bombard them with messages and ask them when is the next fun session.
I think even Sam was, but Sam just is having fun alone without the team.
Yeah, so if we don't have any more questions, we can close the session. We're good on dot 8 o'clock. So thank you guys once again for attending this inaugural town hall. We really appreciate you to take out time on a workday evening. Good job, guys. Thank you, Nandini, for putting up this deck. Thanks, Happy, for explaining. And I think overall, we'll continue to have this trend, be a little more transparent always. And we're hoping that this is a stepping stone to building a much healthier, bigger, and larger community. And we're really leaving our mark in the competitive sector as well. Thank you, guys.
Just going to add that, so we will be sharing this, the minutes, the recording, as well as a feedback of the form for adding any questions that you want to add, as well as a form for joining any of the committees. So at any point, anything, you can fill these or reach out to any of us.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining. See you with the session.
Bye.
I had a question. Did you wear the NFZ t-shirt for this or the whole day you've been wearing?
No, for this.
I was trying to look for one. All 6 of my jerseys are in the laundry for some reason. Okay.
Guys.
People who stay back, we can chit chat. Will enable.
Hey, did you guys submit any t-shirts for the national game? We did a fabulous job with the NFC. Did any of us submit for the nationals?
Sorry, submit as in?
No, there was a post asking to submit t-shirt designs.
Oh, was that a competition? RP is talking about something like that. Like,
Yeah, that was in March or something they had one. No?
did we submit? No, I don't think so.
No.
When is the next lot of T-shirts and hard disk happening?
Vikram should answer.
I think, but most likely before the next season.
Yeah.
So until I think March, will be good. I think from April we'll probably see a new lot or a new design based on the interest and based on whether we're going to participate in tournaments or not.
Anna, so when will be the next tournament after the one in the one in the Jan?
So then we'll have essentially hat tournaments that's audible in February, where individually you'll have to participate. We might have either a Bombay off-season tournament in either March or April. Usually they have it in that cycle. And we don't participate in it. It's too close to Fly Baba, so we don't participate in Bombay. But they usually have it between March and April. But our next ultimate tournament ideally will be Fly Baba after January.
Okay.
The Moonar one came close to Fly Baba, right? Right before.
Correct. April ended.
This time we can probably try going. Pranit. Hi, Pranit. Good morning. Yes.
Hello,
Hi.
you can hear me.
Yep. Can hear you.
Face.
Yes,
Enable.
sir. I'm lying on my bed.
You're right in your bed. It's okay. We won't judge.
So
Nandini, share of that recording, and
Yep.
if there is an AI tool in this, we can even get the minutes out of this.
Should I stop recording? It's still going on.
Yeah, you can stop recording.
If Pranit shows his face, I'll record that also. Pranit. Okay, stop.